So the funny thing about vegans and non-vegans is they like to argue, they like to fight, they like to disagree, and the arguments are usually the same arguments over and over again. So I thought I would do a video on how to argue with vegans based on my experience. So the first thing you want to do is you want to tell the vegan how delicious meat is. So if they're a vegan, they've probably never tried meat before, or animal products, and it's something that you can't really know unless you've tried it firsthand. They're probably not surrounded by it every day either, so they probably have no idea about what it smells like, what it tastes like. So if you just explain to them how good it tastes, I mean, that's surely going to be enough for them for that to trump their morals, and for them to just be normal like everybody else. So just tell them how good it tastes. That's a popular one. Secondly, become a plant activist. So defend poor innocent plants to vegans who kill plants. It doesn't matter that you too are killing plants and animals, and you're actually killing far more plants because way more plants get fed to animals first before you kill them to eat them. But that doesn't matter because if the vegan's doing something wrong, that justifies you doing the same thing plus more. So really, when you think about it, like, killing plants is really the equivalent of killing a pig for a bacon sandwich. Same thing. Number 3, remind them that our ancestors ate meat. So you could even use physical violence against the vegan to make your point, just like our ancestors did, because clearly we try and live like our ancestors in every part of life. You could also link them to some evidence showing our ancestors using mobile phones, working in offices, flying in planes, just to make your point. Number 4, point out that we need meat to survive. So tell a living vegan that humans need animal products to be healthy. Clearly the vegan's dying or dead or sick and they just haven't come to terms with it yet, so you're really doing them a favour. Number 5, explain that humans are omnivores. So didn't that vegan sort of pay attention in high school? Because basically everything we're taught in the education system is fact, like religion or history. So it's just basic biology, really. And it's not like it's not like today we have any scientific evidence suggesting that we have no need for animal products. It's not like we have a legal system or an ethical system recognizing killing is wrong. Clearly the vegan's just misinformed. Number 6, become an expert on nutrition. So explain to them exactly how much protein, iron and calcium they need and how this can only be obtained through animal products. It's perfectly acceptable to scrutinize someone's diet, their vitamin and nutritional needs when they're vegan. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't mention any links between animal products and heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes. That might weaken your case. Number 7, explain that if everybody eats meat, it must be okay, because something being practiced by the majority just means it's acceptable. So burning witches at the stake in the 1600s was okay because everybody did it. The Holocaust was acceptable. These things didn't become wrong because anybody stood up against them. They were just right at the time and then they were wrong one day, kind of like magic. Number 8, let the vegan know that these animals have been bred for a purpose. They've been specifically bred into slavery. They've been bred to be killed for our consumption. I mean, it seems fair. I mean, humans came up with this system, so what's so hard to understand about that? Number 9, defend your meat eating as a personal choice. So choosing to kill animals and support the most environmentally destructive industries on the planet has no victims and no consequences. It's not like your food choices have victims involved that can't speak for themselves. Just tell a vegan to mind their own business. Number 10, let them know that you can kill animals humanely. So explain that you can actually kill animals nicely. You could link them to some footage of animals being killed humanely. I mean, we don't even kill the animals ourselves. We pay for other people to do it. People who have the animal's best interests at heart, who really care about the animals. We're always aware of the process. I mean, we're always watching the process of animals getting killed, so we know exactly how it happens. It's nice. They just need to see this, really. Number 11, explain that lions kill animals too. You could also greet them by sniffing their butts or killing their young or killing other members of your species, since lions also do this too. I mean, we should really be using carnivorous animals in the wild killing for survival as our ethical role models. Don't mention that over 70% of other animals are herbivorous, and don't kill. That might weaken your case. Number 12, point to your canines. Actually, better yet, show them being used. when you hunt down your prey. You could also use your claws and your hard shell and other anatomical traits we have to be dangerous predators. We have no choice but to kill animals, really. I mean, it doesn't matter that we get someone else to kill them and drain the blood and chop them up for us, and then we eat them with a knife and fork because canines. I mean, you could never actually kill an animal directly, but once they are dead, you definitely use your canines to eat them. Number 13, explain to them that you'll never turn the world vegan, so why bother? Slavery being abolished, women having rights, gays having rights, none of these have been achieved 100%, so why bother? And lastly, number 14, tell them you disagree with their activism methods. So you can see where they're coming from, but you disagree with the way they're going about it. Give a vegan top tips on how to advocate for the animals while you continue to eat animals. Clearly you're the expert on this. Yeah, so I've lived in the UK for a while now, and I think I've started to use sarcasm a bit more freely. It's just to outline really the ridiculousness, is that a word? Of the irrational arguments vegans hear on a daily basis. And, you know, vegans get this sort of reputation for being angry, for not being understanding of other people, but it might be the first time you said one of these things to a vegan, but it's probably the millionth time we've heard it. I mean, I hear these arguments every day, almost every day. Yeah, I'm going to call them out for what they are. They're just ridiculous. They're not logical. You would never use your ancestors to justify violence in any other part of life. You'd never compare yourself to a lion in any other part of life. It's really bizarre because you get really intelligent people, you know, really rational people, educated people who, when it comes to eating meat, they'll start saying really bizarre things to justify it, because the truth is there is no rational explanation for it, and it just sounds absurd. It really does. If you follow any of these through to their conclusion, you'll see that there's no plausible reason to be doing it, and that's why people sound so bizarre when they say these things like bacon as a justification to kill. I mean, that's not rational. None of these are rational at all. And if we could all just stop going around in circles and we can actually just talk about how we can move forward as a species. If anybody wants to have a reasonable discussion with a vegan, I'm sure they'd be, well, the ones I know at least would be more than happy to talk about it. But I guess we just get so sick of hearing the same bizarre reasons that just make no sense whatsoever. So yeah, maybe this wasn't helpful, or maybe it was just funny for vegans, but I think it had to be done.